Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some more RGL Week 1 invite action. Pretty awesome match tonight, pretty early in the season, too. It's a little interesting seeing it being played so early into the season again. I believe we had the same thing last year. But we have Froyotech, our undefeated RGL history champion, they're history just champions, have yet to lose a whole season, dropped only a couple matches across 5 seasons, which is pretty insane. But other than that, I'm joined by Jarrett. We got Dolphin on the production. What's up, Jarrett?
How's it going? I'm really excited for this match. It's a potential repeat of what happened during the grand finals. If you think about it, they played this map last season, 9 out of the 12 players. It's a pretty exciting Koth game. I'm hoping that things will be similar this time around.
Yeah, man. I mean, last season, GlobalClan Ice pretty much with the same roster, just now with potentially 2 upgrades to see how they play against Froyotech this early into the season. I'm excited to see, again, running it back on Clear Cut. This is maps that GlobalClan Ice had a couple closer rounds on against Froyotech, which is nice to see that, it's being played. It really just comes down to, if Brand Slam can play as good as he did against Froyotech last season, and he's already trying to hit the ground running last match against, I believe, Witness Gaming, where he was absolutely tearing it up in the second half of that game. I'm excited to see how Slemnish, Froyotech's brand new pickup, is able to perform against another top 2 team. He's been on this team with some of these same exact players for multiple seasons now. And, Slemnish finally has that, opportunity to play for Froyo. And he was the lucky one to get picked. Pretty much, honestly, the only good option left to get picked. But, Jared, what are you thinking of this match?
Well, I think it's important to go over the rosters for anyone that, isn't, watching, per se, very closely or don't know the differences between this season and last season. This season, for Froyotech, we have Eric and Slemnish on Scout, with Banny moving over to Pocket and Blaze still on Roamer, and Habib and Skis are still on Medic, while on the side of GlobalClan Ice, we have Yite and Brand Slam still on Scout as before, Ash is on Pocket, Laz is moved over to Roamer joining this team, 4-4 also moving over on to Medic, and Alex.exe still on Demo. So, like I said before, not too many changes, but just enough for you to kind of be interested and see how things are going to actually change from the last time that these 2 groups of players met. As I stated previously, it's clear cut something that they've played before. And last time we saw it was grand finals of last season. It was 4-1 in favor of Froyotech. However, changing 3 players can be enough to change the dynamic of a team to maybe have somewhat of a different result than last time. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that works out in terms of the dynamic of GlobalClan Ice's initiation with having a new roamer, but also the dynamic change in Froyotech where your main caller and focal point of your team is put on a much more sacrificial role. So both these teams have to, take the off season, adjust the little bits they can to try to make sure that they can show dominance early on in the season to hold on to a first place spot that they are both so desiring to get seeding for playoffs.
Yeah, man. I mean, to run us through the Froyotech roster real quick, I mean, it's not much has changed except for, Jay stepping down this season. Just not interested in spending a full season on TF2. So, you have Eric still on Flying Scout. You got Slemnish, the brand new Froyotech Scout, playing combo. Really excited to see him on this team. Can't wait to see how far and how much further he can push himself and develop himself as a player. Blaze still on Roamer. Banny actually switching over to the Pocket role to accommodate Slemnish on the roster. Habib and Skis rounding out Demo and Medic respectively. I mean, this has a ton of insane talent, this server. I mean, you have Slemnish and Habib, arguably some of the best Koth players in the world. You also have Yite and Laz, who are, again, other insane Koth players. I know Laz is probably one of the best Koth soldiers in the game. You also have Ash, who's a great follow-up to a lot of Ash's plays, a great rock within the combo. It really just comes down to, are the scouts on either team going to be able to kind of pull the weight? Koth has always been a very scout-dominant game mode, where if your scouts are online and fragging, there could be a lot of space done. And Slemnish and Eric are no joke. I mean, I've seen Eric drop over 50 kills on this map in scrims. I'm just hoping to see Yite and Branson kind of hold up to the hold up to the action that Eric and Slime are going to bring them. And I truly believe it's possible.
Yep, it's like you said, it can very much be a scout story when it comes to Koth maps. Very strong, even much more so than 5CP sometimes, just because cleaning up kills is very, very important. And because fights are happening non-stop, it's pretty normal to just have 2 scouts at the beam trying to, screw over the other team and collect all the frags in the world. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see the matchup in terms of Eric and Slumnish versus Brand Slam and Yite. But we do have a live game going on here. Both teams are going to be rolling out to the first mid-fight of the second match of the season, GlobalClan Ice versus Froyotech. Sandblast, why don't you go ahead and take away this first mid-fight?
For sure. So let's just kind of see how both teams start to develop and shape their mid. Eric going to be taking the high ground on the right as Brand Slam takes the high ground on his respective right side. Both teams, Laz already starting to initiate, going to land right behind Eric, going to draw back Slemnish to go behind here. Banny actually kind of in the back line right now again, and Eric and Slem are going to find their kills respectively. Interesting play from Froyo to leave Banny behind, kind of waiting for Laz's play. 404 potentially caught in. Banny's going to land a nice rocket onto him, and Eric actually going to be perfectly positioned for the cleanup onto Alex and 404. Great play there by Banny and Eric to really kind of just isolate everyone on GlobalClan Ice into that small little quarter, and Banny hitting that rocket was very crucial for Eric to get that kill.
Yeah, the GlobalClan soldiers bombed in but couldn't really find anything, and now they're stuck in a situation where they have to try to do the best they can to force Ski's Zuber. They're not in the shack doing the whole bunker strategy quite yet, although they will be tucking in right as I say that, so getting ready to defend Skis with their life. But GlobalClan might have a different story in mind. They're kind of jumping over to the opposite side of the map, going for Blaze instead. Blaze smartly jumping away to make sure they can't actually get any kills. So Froyotech, knowing the plan of GlobalClan Ice, is going to make sure that nothing falls, at least for now, but we do have all the red health players. Trades going on either side of the map, and the soldier will be way behind it. Laz will win. So far, it's war of attrition right now. Both soldiers have died, or a soldier and a scout has died on the side of Froyotech, but much more has died, and including a medic drop at the last second. I thought that fight was almost over, but come in right at the very end is able to get that medic kill onto Skis. I'm pretty sure he did not see that coming, and with a medic drop, 4-4 sitting pretty with 100% ready to move with his team, as it appears it's going to be up the slope for the retake of this point.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Slemnish did a really good job killing off Alex and I believe Yite. But here comes the refight from GlobalClan Ice. Yite can actually find a kill on the Blaze and is going to make it out alive. Big bomb here coming in from Banny, going to try and spread some damage. Laz right on top of Habib. Habib going to surf away. Laz is probably going to crater here. Ooh, big arrow from 4-4. That's actually going to keep Laz into the fight here. Branson going to find a kill respectively, but he is going to overextend for it though while he has longer spawns. I don't think that's going to be the best trade to go for, but 4-4 though has full Laz. Yair at the helm, ready to take this Uber. Laz looking like he's ready to try and contest top left here. He is going to get denied a little bit by Blaze and Eric here. Alex getting ready to push across the point here. Blaze out of the fight, back at his own side of the map here. And Ash providing some pressure onto Habib, but going to take some damage of his own. And this is a really good hold so far coming out of GlobalClan Ice, but I think they need to try and take some initiation here before Skis try and get to Zuper and Laz. There's the initiation right behind now. He's looking for Skis. Laz deep, going to actually find the kill onto Habib, and Banny's going to fall to Brand Slim as well. That's exactly what you needed. Although Laz is going to fall a little bit later into the play, it is going to buy GlobalClan Ice enough time to hold off and shave a little bit more time on the point here.
Yeah, Ubers are probably going to come into play very soon as both teams have. Laz is down, so this could be Froyotech's time to move as soon as Habib gets up and he's rolling out the best he can to make sure he's with his team ready to go. Laz, on the other hand, is also doing the same, so it's only a matter of time before things push off. And Banny going in, jumping right off the bat and getting boosted a little bit further to make that force easy on 4-4 as the pop immediately comes out as they begin to work back to their own side. Soldier battle going in, Banny trying to jump behind the lays, is trying to chase him. They're getting sandwiched, and Banny is going to die inside this head. Blue soldier initiation going on to the demo, and the medic demo very weak. He is going to die, and 4-4 is going to eventually die to Habib. Habib going crazy, getting the last couple kills at the very end there, but ultimately dying himself. It looked like it might have gone Froyotech's way, salvaged right off the bat, but not quite what they needed. I mean, they got their medic alive, but overall, GlobalClan Ice hold on to this just for now. But even though push number 1 wasn't very successful, this push number 2, as they work their way through the middle house and getting onto the point, is surely enough to just retake this straight up. GlobalClan Ice have no heals ready to go, not in a good position to stop this, and even though fight number 1 didn't go quite their way, it went good enough for them to just pretty much take fight number 2.
That was really unfortunate. 4-4 probably could have lived there because Laz actually took 4 rockets off onto 4-4, but Yite didn't react in time. He was 1v1ing another soldier while I was about 30 HP on 4-4. Other than that, 4-4 actually switching over to crits here, gonna opt to switch mediguns, and he actually might be getting caught here, which he is. Big bomb there coming out of Habib, and a little bit of cleanup there from Banny and Blaze. Yike gonna find 2 kills onto the flank respectively. Laz is deep into the backline on the head of Skis, is gonna find the kill late into the fight here. Habib practically 1 HP, and Slemnish full HP, but Yike not able to get his footing on the point to take that 1v1 against Slem, and Slem is going to shut him down.
Reverse scenario though now. Now they have a position where they know that Skis is going to take a long while to respawn, so even though they didn't take the point back with their very first fight, fight number 2 is nothing too difficult whatsoever, and you can barely even call it a fight. Both these teams, their second try, they're just walking on top of it because the other team is smart enough to know that it is not in their favor. So a little bit of back and forth as we so expect. The clocks have about 1 minute left on both of them, a little bit in the favor of Froyotech, but with GlobalClan Ice holding the point for now, it could end up going in their favor if not too long. Although Yite is going to fall, it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to hold on to. Banny getting very weak and might actually get it. No, he's going to surf around and be safe. Habib getting very forward, putting a lot of damage onto the red players. Everyone's weak. 4-4 is 32 has to back up for a pack, which means with your heals are backing up, everyone else is backing up as well, and overall, very low death fight, but pretty successful for Froyotech. However, this Uber coming in for 4-4, they have 20 ad, and they might be able to use it in time to be able to get a lot of pressure. Seems like they're taking a little bit slow pace, and they might allow Skis to get his Uber last trying to go behind, gonna get immediately cleaned up, and it seems like they're just gonna go ahead and let Skis get his Uber and trade for the cap. Eric going down, Brandsome going down as well. A lot of scouts falling on the board, but Froyotech runs across the point, trying to get the positioning back, and the Uber will get popped out of the red team as they work their way on to B. He'll get piped and eventually used on as the red team tries to back out the best they can, but so many players have died in the back lines. The demo goes down as well. Scout has to surf all the way out, and what could have been a good hold for them was executed pretty poorly, and Froyotech are going to be able to retake this with about 20 seconds left on the clock for both teams. And with no demo, who is a very late death, it might be kind of difficult for GlobalClan Ice to rush in here at the last 10 seconds. There's no overtime on the board for them to go in. Laz jumps behind to try to create some distraction. Benny's going to go back to try to land on him, but double soldier bomb going on Habib. The last second is able to play some kills, but they're dropping some players as well. They have to make sure they're able to get on the point here and fight for as long as they can. Ash going to go down as well after getting really weak, and there's only 3 players on the left, on the side of the red team to be able to stand on this point. Even if the cabin might be bad for the respawners, they're doing the best they can. Banny very weak, going to ask for an arrow, is going to receive it to make sure he can hold on to this point. Spam continue going across the point. Alex taking a lot of damage, same with Guy, but the respawners are coming in from the red side. Blue still owns the point, so the respawners are much slower. So overall, this war of attrition is ultimately won by GlobalClan. Laz going very deep, getting the kill on Skis.
Laz coming up big there on his Skis here. I just need to see Brandslam try not to overextend across the point here and just play with 4-4 and get the Super here. I don't want them to give Froyotech all this position though, but here comes the double soldier bomb behind. I don't see why Froyotech's doing this. Habib is completely isolated, but this makes no sense from Froyotech. I don't know if that was a banning call or if that was like I don't know what that was, but that was probably the worst thing I think I've ever seen from a pair of Froyotech soldiers in a very long time. They just both opted to go behind and completely leave Habib in the just to die on the point. Probably the oddest decision to make there.
That was almost very bad for GlobalClan Ice, but they played that just slow enough to make sure they could use their respawner advantage and keep it in time to ultimately win the fight. A very nail-biter round. We'll have to see if this round is anything different, starting with this mid-fight Sandblast.
Yeah, the scouts from both teams are playing incredible right now. Slemnish running up on 2 doms here. Nothing really happening earlier in the mid-fight here. Laz again going to be the man to initiate. Going to big rocket on the Slemnish with cleanup from Alex. And Laz is actually going to live a little bit longer and find a kill onto Habib. Ash is going to fall into the backline going a little bit deep here, but the health is so much more in favor. Oh my god, but Banny actually hitting a fat direct on the Yite, and we're going to win that 1v1. That should never happen. And Alex actually might be getting caught here as well. Banny and Eric are pumping damage out. What was looking so good for GlobalClan Ice, all from Ash and Yike going a little bit too deep, and Banny and Eric are able to just pump out and spread damage so efficiently, able to turn that what should have been a lost mid into a miracle for them.
Yeah, GlobalClan Ice trying to use resources to collect kills on these mid-fights so far, but not able to collect more than they dish out themselves. Another situation this time where both teams have Uber, GlobalClan working their way towards the point, try to pressure Habib backwards, Brandsome getting very weak, and Laz jump behind to try to create some distraction. Uber does come out across the point on Habib, counterpop will come out, Laz still lingering behind, getting ready for some potential post-Uber, as the post-Ubers are actually starting to go right now. Yite is going to fall, which is going to be unfortunate for the red team. Laz still behind, Ash bombing in, Brandslam falling, Skis is going to die, going to miss his surf, so successful play from Ash. and ultimately only 3 people left alive, one of them being behind, is going to be the end of GlobalClan's push. Laz getting chased down by Eric will eventually get cleaned up. First try, not able to take back the point, but a skis kill is very, very nice for them to allow them to get ready for the second upcoming push. No buffs on the side of Froyotech, just some traps and some soldier spam. Only 2 people really defending the point so far. Everyone's kind of gone back to skis, so this shouldn't be too difficult. 4-4's taking a little bit of damage, but actually Froyotech's kind of here in time. It's only really an advantage to work off on the side of 4-4. He doesn't even have it yet. Bomb going in, Eric gonna fall immediately as there's a lot of pressure going on to Alex at EXE as well. He's dropping pretty low. Spam going across both sides, and it seems like it's gonna be a little bit in favor of the red. I was gonna say that. Cast his curse, a little bit of favor of the red team, not really. Ash falling down, so Sandblast, we're at a bit of a 5v5 here as Laz is bombing in. If he popped up in the air, he's gonna eventually get cleaned off. But GlobalClan, once again, it's the same thing. They're trying to initiate and collect kills, but they're spending too many of their players to collect not enough in return.
I mean, yeah, there was a pretty good trap. Just poor clearing of the traps from GlobalClan. Alex kind of got a little bit too overzealous and crossed the right side of the point and died onto a trap on the outside of his on his shack there. But actually, here comes a demo bomb. Oh my god, that was insane. He just sticky piped the hell out of skis. Laz is gonna end up actually killing Vanny there as well. That was insane. What a call to go off that. That was skis was literally at like 98% Uber. And just Alex just checked him, just face checked him and absolutely smoked him.
Only one of the soldiers died on red too. They were both at the end of that like 11 HP and 3 HP or something crazy like that, and only one of them fell. So really nice plays overall from the entire team as well to make sure that they didn't even lose that many players for this. So they're completely set up for this upcoming Froyotech dry push that it looks like it's going to be slowed.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty rough here from Froyo. I mean, as long as everyone can stay healthy in GlobalClan and just trying to hold the positioning as best they can, which they're doing a pretty decent job here. Vanny actually off to the left all by him lonesome here. He's actually going to initiate to go behind here. He has to try and act a little bit quicker here because 404 is already at 85%. Yite actually going to just Eric actually is going to go very deep and just get that kill onto Yite and then just back up and live. Vanny as well, still behind here. A lot of cap time coming out from Froyotech here. Eric behind as well. Vanny and Eric here are providing a lot of pressure for the team, but here comes the Uber. Gonna go right onto Habib, actually caught into the back line. Gonna kill him again. Vanny actually might be a pick here as well. Oh, almost gonna hit that air shot, but here comes Eric. Eric and Ash here are gonna try and fight here. Eric is gonna take a little bit of damage, but fall off here. And they actually are gonna, Vanny is gonna find a kill into Brand Slim here. Not a lot of position coming out of GlobalClan Ice right now, but big pipe from Alex. Gonna air shot Vanny right into his sticky trap, but Blaze and Sun gonna find frags respectively onto this pair of soldiers from GlobalClan Ice. And GlobalClan gonna shave off about a minute and 15 seconds, 20 seconds off their clock here, but at the end of the day, Froyotech still needs 45 seconds. I mean, it all really depends on how they can use this next ad. If they can kill skis with this Uber and get the point, there's a chance that GlobalClan Ice might be able to turn this around.
Yep, they really got to make sure they do something good for this dry fight and make sure they get their Uber in time if they're going to play it slow, because if this is a failed GlobalClan fight, this could be the end of everything. Spam moving across both sides of the point. Blue soldiers are actually getting pretty weak and needing to take arrows, so it's going to prevent any sort of bomb happening right off the bat. That'll allow 4-4 enough time to get his Uber. The soldiers will finally start jumping behind and creating some chaos. Eric is going to fall really low and actually die. Same with Abib. Initiation from Blaz, finally collecting the kills they need, but Vanny popping out of the shed, killing 2 players that were on the point. Very nice play from him, and this Uber still is in play. They're collecting cap time, but have to be careful. Make sure your players spawn. Only 1 second left. Make sure they're getting off the point to allow them to spawn. Vanny's still inside the shack, making sure that he applies spam, but Ash is desperately trying to get this kill, but he's getting 2v1 pretty much. Oh, almost. Slem's still trying to go for it. He's living at 5 HP and Slem's dying.
That's
very unfortunate for Froyo. That's gonna buy a decent amount of time for GlobalClan. They still have some time to burn off, so I'm sure they're happy with that.
I think that's just bad pistol RNG, man. I think every scout's been there. You miss like the first initial bullet and then the pistol spread just draws a rainbow around them. That's very unlucky. I mean, a minute on the clock left for GlobalClan Ice. Froyotech practically they win here, but already a big pick from Alex gonna land. 404 gonna get landed on as well. Here comes a nice 4-man sack. Great play from Froyo to force out this Uber. Banny is gonna end up living off this, it looks like. Great play there. I mean, Banny gonna die pretty late there. I don't know why he didn't just leave out all the way. He definitely had the opportunity to. But now here comes a forward hold. This is what wins you the game here. Is this forward hold right here. 40 seconds on the clock. They need to get this Uber out of skis. no one can really die here because with how much faster Froyotech's going to spawn and how much longer GlobalClan's going to spawn, trades are not in favor of GlobalClan right now. Slumdish is going to take a lot of damage. It is going to slow him down. Big spam coming out of here from Ash and Laz respectively. Ash is going to fall, and here comes the pick. Ash already dying, and Alex dying. And there you go. That's exactly what you didn't want to see. Habib is actually going to kill himself. I mean, if Laz can go big right now while he's behind, Slum's going to snuff him out, going to trade a little bit of HP. I mean, it's all up to the scouts from GlobalClan. Yite in a 2. Okay, Yite. I see you, Yite. Oh, so close. Blaze was 1 hit away. It was so close. Yite was coming up big there for a second, but Froyotech is going to remain dominant in the later half time. But Yite, that was scary, man. Put in that situation where he had to just hit one more shot on Blaze before that rocket came out.
Good idea for the forward hold, but just poorly executed. The left side was a little bit open, and that pop just chased into the house and was able to kill the players it needed to kill. But off to another mid here. Gonna try to see if GlobalClan Ice is able to actually initiate and collect kills more than the players that they're having die themselves. Now it's gonna take a little bit of damage, but overall nothing to worry about on the sides of any red health players. Laz bombing in right on the Skis. It seems like they're tired of Skis not dying in some of these mids, so they're gonna be able to kill him and Habib right off the bat, so it's just the game of hold S as the soldier bomb is begin to go across. Bandy gonna die and Eric trying to follow through, but not gonna be successful in that endeavor. Yite's gonna fall, but overall only one player left alive, and Slumdish is gonna get piped very, very low. Probably will eventually fall here. Get bottled by Alex. Definitely predicted that W right there, and will collect the melee kill to win their first mid. It seems like they've addressed what they needed to change in terms of how they're initiating and who they're initiating on, and they're back in the thick of it for these overall even fights.
Yeah, man, especially having full out here. I mean, Froyotech's obviously probably going to 4-man here. They're just going to try and walk up, take as much space. Looks like, yep, Slum and Skis are backing up. Here comes the 4-man. They are in the World War II bunker. Traps are set. Habib gets Yite. Kind of Yite all alone in no man's land, but all the Froyotech players on top of the roof here trying to somehow breach this impenetrable wall that is... They actually get the force somehow. I don't know what they forced to. I mean, 404 was still pretty healthy. Maybe it was just the pressure from Banny on the right. Maybe 404 thought someone was going to get dropped and get dropped there. But I think that maybe he could have held that Uber a little bit more. But I mean, at the end of the day, they got a minute off the clock. Not the end of the world. Now it just really comes down to how Froyo is going to safely get Skis forward here.
Yeah, they're working forward without their soldier quite yet. Bandy's not quite here, might make things a little bit weaker in terms of trying to defend against this double soldier bomb straight onto Skis, and they will be able to get the force. One soldier dying, Ash inside the bunker trying to escape the best he can, but whoops, the team's right there, gonna fall as well. So 2 soldiers to get that force. I think they're okay with that because they know they have a lead already and an Uber ad to work with to try to take it back. They just have to make sure that Froyotech is not able to pull any shenanigans to try to hold onto this longer than they want to. So looks like they're going to be working towards this, maybe the center house this time in terms of their ad. Have plenty of time to work with in terms of the ad. It's pretty large, 60% ad still for right now. It seems like it's going to be the center house they're working through. Soldiers trying to create space, scouts as well to make sure that they can get through without eating tons of spam. Eating tons of spam, Alex, is going to buy a lot of time. Ad dwindling a little bit, but still a whole lot to work with. But this Froyotech spam is too much. The Uber will finally go out. Immediately Alex tries to jump in, but a nice big bomb from Ash is able to collect Skis, just wrapping all the way around. Post Uber coming out, have to make sure that 4-4 lives the best you can. You're going to duck inside the blue bunker, but Bandy, Bandy tried to go in as soon as 4-4 went out. Hippie bombing in to try to be able to collect the kill, but not able to find it. That was some pretty nice timing. 4-4 leaving as soon as Bandy was entering made it really hard to kind of gauge where that medic was, and ultimately 4-4 will live, Skis will die, and even though Froyotech still has an opportunity to go ahead and try a dry fight here, 4-4 is still alive, got his all players buffed, made sure he kept his ad for now, and they got a big lead to work with. So we'll have to see what Froyotech does as they work their way up the slope here.
Yeah, I mean, 404 sitting pretty on about a 40% at Banny, almost dying to some traps, but Lad's going to take a bunch of damage. They're not going to commit for that kill, though. Lad's going to catch that health packs here, but 404 needs a heal target here. Yite, oh my god, Yite coming up, massive, getting 3 kills
what a
off
play.
So much cleanup. Yeah, that was a great play there from GlobalClan to there was some big damage there from Ash. Ash went incredibly deep. Alex pumping out some damage, and Yite gonna find 3 kills, all on some pretty low HP. I mean, that's kind of how you play Scout. Yite was in the right place in the right time, got his kills, and got out alive. Actually, no, I think he died, but it was all within a good cause. But Habib
went slow, and his team went kill box. That's some serious miscommunication. As you're in an even Uber scenario with 25 seconds left, they're gonna get Ash, but you don't want to trade a demo for a soldier. You have to make sure you're able to get this Uber off, and Slem's going to start running across the point at Alex.exe. He gets popped in the air. That could have been really bad. He's lurking all the way around. He's able to collect Alex anyway. Did not expect that. He will die for it, but he will definitely take that trade. Uber comes out to make sure you can save your scout. He's desperately trying to chase down the soldiers as they're going to back up. Be back in the thick of it, trying to spam with and Eric with him so far. No demo on the side of GlobalClan. Might be kind of rough to hold on to this point in the long term, but they don't even get on the point.
They were just scared.
Too many comms going on. Didn't look at your HUD to see that the thing was much lower than you thought it was, and that's gonna be around, I guess, in these high pressure situations. Everyone gets one in terms of the accidental whoops, I didn't go on the point, and that was Froyotech, and you definitely know that they are upset about that towards themselves.
It is what it is. I mean, you hate to see it, man, but I was worried that Uber exchange from GlobalClan Ice. I mean, Alex could have absolutely been saved there. I thought 4-4 was going to go through the back door, save his demo, and then they would have killed Slemnish. I mean, it worked anyway. I don't think it should have worked as good as it did after Alex and killed her. But anyway, man, let's take a quick
stats.
Let's take a quick preview of the stats here.
Alex is definitely going huge, and Habib is definitely dying a whole lot, which is a very big contrast, I would say, when it comes to Koth. It's not necessarily Habib's fault on all of it, but definitely something that you want to look at and try to adjust going into the second half, I'd say.
Yeah, a couple players I want to look at in these stats real quick here before we do go live is, first off, Yite on GlobalClan, playing very exceptional, playing his role almost perfectly, in the right place at the right time, almost every single time. And also Ash as well. Ash is, it may look like he's kind of just getting slapped up, but he's really just not. I mean, a lot of times I see Ash, he's making space for his team, he's getting on skis, he's actually landing like straight up on top of them. But I mean, we might be getting live here soon, so let's just take a look more. I do agree, Habib 16 deaths, definitely a little bit too high, should not be top deathing on his team. But I mean, I want to see a little bit more coming out of probably the scouts on Froy. I mean, Brand Slam's a little quiet right now, but I mean, he's doing his job. He's by 404, he's playing alive. But I feel like that with Yite doing as much as he is, Brand Slam kind of has the luxury to, sit back and not really go super deep. He's playing, both scouts are playing their roles pretty effectively. Yite's pumping out damage, getting the kills that are weak, and Brand Slam's being the reliable, never leave my medic combo scout, and it's working very, very well. Like, Slemnish and Eric are trying to more like frontline and take everything, first, and they are top fragging on their team, but I don't think the soldier and scout synergy from Froyo is as in check as it is with GlobalClan right now.
And another thing to keep in mind, usually you don't look too deep into it. Like, you look at big differences, but they're really small differences you gloss over in 5CP. But for Koth, looking at the medic deaths, even as a big of a gap as 3 deaths is a big deal when you're trying to paint a picture about who won and why. Those 3 deaths can make sure that you get an Uber to make sure that a minute isn't knocked off your clock from an unsuccessful dry push. So you have to make sure that your medic, it lives at all costs, but is able to still be effective in applying pressure and, healing your teammates that are applying pressure. So regardless of individual fraggers, making sure they're doing what they needed to do and hit their shots. Ultimately, who could say things could have gone the opposite way if Skis lived a little bit longer and was able to get a couple more Ubers in play than 404. So we'll have to see how things adjust in terms of the medic survivability.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, that's dropped from Skis is unfortunate. Maybe that could have been a little turnaround in the round from the first half, or for the first round of the first half, sorry. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think Froyotech knows how to adapt. I think they know what they need to do differently. I mean, I just think that they need to figure out a way to shut down Laz and Yite just them farming. I mean, Laz and Yite are playing extraordinary together while like Banny and Slemnish. I mean, Slemnish is doing good individually, but I'm not seeing a lot of insane impact from Banny that I'm used to seeing from his old Pocket days. I mean, He's had a couple good positioning ones, but I mean, honestly, I feel like even though Ash only having 5 kills, I feel like he's providing more for his team in those scrappy team fights than just providing more damage.
Ash
I mean,
is
I don't
mostly
know.
just bait for Laz,
Yeah,
who is
that's what
second
I'm
fragging on
saying.
his team. Who cares about how many frags your soldiers gets as long as it's netting you the frags in general, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about what happens after the second half goes live. We have both demos rolling out to mid, trying to put early damage into both the teams walking up the slope. Nothing really to write home about. It seems like it's going to be a little bit of a slow pace mid, at least for now. No Slaughter's jumping behind quite yet, trying to see if anyone's going to go behind and see if you can maybe farm them, but nothing happening quite yet. Actually, Laz bombing and going straight into Skis. Skis hitting the surf, second Soldier trying to jump in, but both of them are going to die, and it seems like it's going to be a repeat of the first couple mids we saw from GlobalClan, where the Soldiers bomb in and not able to hit the mark they need. So a weak Alex at EXE and Branson are going to go ahead and back up, and the rest of the team will follow suit. Is overall a pretty uneventful mid, but the one play coming out of GlobalClan to try to take the mid away will be unsuccessful, as they'll have to see if their Uber is able to do what they thought the mid fight would give to them.
Yeah, I mean, big Uber exchange coming out. I mean, 404 wasn't able to link up with Alex in time. I mean, they are gonna pretty much just all get back to spawn safe and sound. Nice little sack play there. Alex did get killed, but I think he's comfortable with getting killed there.
I think Froyotech tried to just take initiative and try to force the Uber exchange, but 4-4 just got out of dodge and said, I'll just keep this ad for later.
Yeah, I mean, now we're going to see what 404 can do with his squad here to try and get as close as possible to the point without having to force Uber. There are a couple interesting traps there from Habib. I don't think Yite's ready for this one. He's probably going to die any second now. Oh, very close. Yite got very lucky. Habib missed his death there. But here comes the pop from Brand Slam. Habib is the target on the Uber, but he barely makes it out alive. And Brand Slam and Ash still going extremely deep as Uber. I feel like Ash is biting a little bit more often than he can chew. Laz is going to get the kill onto Blaze. It's not the end of the day. Are they going to wait for Ash? No, they are not. Habib is walking forward with Slemnish. Eric coming in on the side here. Slem going to eat a ton of damage here. Uber is out from Skis. Big rocket coming out from Laz to try and get that force. Not going to find it though. Skis is going to drop Slemnish though, but Habib going to find the trade kill on the Yite. Brand Slam fighting Eric is going to force out this Uber. Brand Slam drawing a lot of time on this Uber. Still alive from Blaze and Eric, both beefing extraordinarily. Oh my god, they're still—
what a distraction.
They're still shooting at him. He's not dying, and Slemnish probably going to get that kill, but Eric finally going to find that kill. I mean, that was just a little bit of beef all from Froyo right there, just because that bait was just insane from Brand Slam. And now that Froyo doesn't even own the point yet, and 404 is already on his Uber charge here, and they are going to let for a recap, which is the right thing to do here, because now that Brand Slam is going to get a slightly faster spawn, and is going to spawn now with the Uber ad. Brand Slam and company should just be able to walk on the point here relatively soon.
Yep, trying to work their way forward. Laz is trying to bomb, but Skis is very far back. He does not want to repeat the mistakes of last time where he's been dying to a lot of these Ubers. You have one blue soldier behind on the pack, but Get's going to go back and try to pester him. No cow quite yet. It seems like they're playing a little bit slow, but a little bit too slow, and Skis is going to get this Uber to counter. Bomb coming in from behind. Laz is ready at the door to try to get onto Skis, but Skis, he's not creating the same mistake. He's going a different doorway, and they're not going to be able to find that mark and get him this time. Really nice play from Skis, not exiting the same door. Soldier on blue still behind in the form of Blaze to try to create some chaos. If Skis wants to use his Uber and uses Uber, he shall. Onto the demo, able to collect Alex at EXE, not able to find anything. Blaze is going to be able to be safe and okay as they're looking to get on this point and go ahead and recap. GlobalClan is out of there. They've lost their demo. They've been waiting for players to respawn. They're not going to contest this in the slightest. So ultimately, very, very nice play from Froyo, and particularly Skis, to make sure he stays alive the best he can. We talked about before, the medic survivability is very, very important to make sure that these aren't just free pushes and you can actually heal your players and have them fight. That's what we're going to be happening a second time. A dry fight coming in. Slight Uber advantage coming from 404, but won't come into play quite yet. A lot of damage on Habib, going to make him back up, and that's going to allow the scout on the red team to go ahead and go onto the point and get some cap on blue. Soldier going behind, try to create a distraction. Benny inside the shed, as per usual, trying to apply pressure, but this cap's getting very, very close. It seems like the Soldier's going to be going ahead and bombing him, but not able to find the mark on the players that are very weak. It's going to be Laz that's trying to bomb in and create some more space. The cap will go ahead and go with the weight of the red team. 20% ad for them to use if they so desire, but it seems like it's going to be little bit of a slower paced game this time, as Skis is going to once again probably get his Uber unless they just go right now, which does not seem to be the case. They're going to play this very slow, very methodical. They're okay with the fact that they have the point here, and it's going to be Froyo when they cross the point. Scout demo Uber, and that's too much damage. Probably did not expect that, and is going to be able to drop Ash. Laz on the backside is going to clean it by Eric. Eric very low, but ultimately living, and with 2 soldiers dead on the side of GlobalClan, it's going to be a little bit rough. They're able to kill Vanny, but not without losing one of their scouts in turn. Guy going ahead and going all the way behind him, not able to find anything, and 404 is going to have to run away to spawn all by himself as his demo fell as well, and ultimately lost fight. But at least your medic's still alive, so you can, you know, kind of mitigate the disad that you have, but ultimately not as long as you want to hold it. Froyotech have 30 seconds left to hold it until they win this round, so we'll have to see what GlobalClan Ice do as they work their way up the slope here.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see how 404 and company are going to try and get this Uber out of Skis that he's very close to approaching. And Laz already off to an unfortunate start. AI is going to find Habib, eventually going to find the kill. Branson and Alex actually coming up big for the team here. Is going to, unfortunately, going to get traded out by Slum this year. Skis is going to pop the Uber. 404 is dead. Yite and Branson, I'm sorry, literally at 1 HP. Slem has a field day. Here comes the last chance bomb from Laz. Gonna get cleaned up by Slemish, and pretty textbook hold there coming out of Froyotech and company there. Slemish coming up big in the last half of that round on a 7-kill streak.
Yeah, Froyotech making the adjustments they need to be able to take away this round on GlobalClan. They're gone back to the mid fights before, where they're, you know, trying to bring these soldiers in to try to collect frags, and they're just not finding the players they need to be able to kill without, you know, dying for nothing. So we'll have to see what they do this time. We're gonna have another slow mid, and it's been the case so far. Spam begins to go back and forth across the point. No one really going behind yet. Laz trying to create a little bit of a problem for Slumnish, but he's gonna be fine. Blaze is actually gonna be the first person to die sitting on top of the roof, and it's gonna be a double soldier bomb on Slum. He's not gonna be okay though, but with 1 soldier left on the side of blue team, it's gonna bring Habib all the way back, 30 HP. No demo man pressure on the side of Habib to prevent this cap from going off. And once again, going back to the pretty uneventful mid fight. It seems like when these mid fights go very, very uneventful, they go in GlobalClan's favor. But we have an Uber coming on the side of the blue team, I would imagine, going very soon. Gonna be a little bit of hesitation, but ultimately gonna be able to do it and collect 2 kills in turn. So pretty good for them. 4-4 popped in the air shot a little bit. Gonna be able to surf out all the way down to slope. And with 2 people dead, I'm sure GlobalClan don't want to have anything to do with this post fight. Did not go the way they wanted. So even though the mid fight went pretty okay for them, it got the first cap. Ultimately executed the Ubers, not the best. So gonna have to go ahead and try for this refight to see if they can retake the point.
I was so worried that 404 was caught there, but Habib actually air shot him to safety. So that was pretty funny. Vanny going deep, getting absolutely nothing done there.
4-4 missed to serve.
Oh, but Habib gonna do what Vanny can't. Clean up that kill onto 404. And now it all comes down to, you know, just everyone from GlobalClan trying to kill Skis here, but nothing is going to happen there. Habib, wow, coming up big there for Froyo. I mean, 4-4 Ubers are practically even, but this is going to be a big time sink for Froyo. They're going to get so much time off this, man. I mean, I assume we're probably going to see a 4-man sack here. Blaze is in position here. It looks like Skis is already in the bunker, ready for some action here. Ash already going deep. Brand slam. Not a lot of aggression yet. Laz is going to get on top of the roof, as is Yite. Here comes the aggression now. Everyone from GlobalClan Ice going to find a kill onto Eric here. And it looks like Laz is going to still try and commit here. Banny holding the back door here. Big rockets coming up from Laz. Banny coming out the back door now, going to end up getting that kill onto Laz. Great play there from the soldiers here, man. That's actually, I love that bait and switch there play from Banny and Blaze there. And 4-4 getting a little bit too caught up there. This is not what you want to see from what a 4-man sack was supposed to be. Ended up wiping your whole combo, medic included.
Yep, just a little bit too far forward, and the soldier bombs in this map are gnarly. You got a very, very big skybox to work with, and just 2 simple jumps will launch you all the way to the opposite side of that house, and 4-4 hits a surf, but too high in the air. Gonna take fall damage and die. So back to the dry fight here. Yeah, Blaze not quite there. It's gonna make sure that the Red's able to cap away this point and put some time on the board. You know they need it. They got a minute and 30 left to make things even. Banny trying to initiate onto Laz. Gonna fall himself, not quite find the frag he wanted. Gonna die instead. So Froyotech down 1 player to try to begin this dry fight. Even Uber 70%, another little bit of ways to go before an Uber play comes in. Laz going to try to bomb behind, going to be able to successfully work his way, and Laz going to be able to collect Skis. Skis backed up, but not in the same direction of his teammates. Like, a little bit of miscommunication there, I guess, in terms of making sure that you were kiting properly. So that's a medic and a demo and a soldier down on the side of Froyotech, only trading Yite in that endeavor. Yite was chasing down Skis as well, but didn't even need his help. Lash just did it by himself, so a little bit of a miscommunication there, I guess, from Froyo, and the play that executed by GlobalClan Ice is successful. So they have a full Uber ad to work with. Now they're inside the bunker themselves, getting ready for Froyotech's push to try to force the enemy medic. Skis a little bit aggressive, but we'll have to see if they're able to catch him out or if they know it. They're all inside this bunk, so they don't really have a whole lot of vision. Soldier going behind, Yite's going to go behind to try to make sure that soldier doesn't cause anything. And so far, a lot of cap time on the side of blue, making sure that they can apply the best pressure they can. Alex trying to peek and make sure that Bandy can die, but he's going to need an arrow. It's Brandsheim that's one that's dying, so with the scout dead, they're going to go ahead and jump outside of the bunker, and the Uber will get forced. Bandy jump behind. Blaze is not going to be so lucky and will die. So it's going to be on the side of Froyotech, making sure they have this pinch maneuver ready to go. Bandy trying to survive the best he can, going to initiate early on. Froyotech not quite ready to go off the distraction, so ultimately it's just Bandy dying for nothing, which is pretty unfortunate. But they have this Uber to work with. The silver lining was not used or any capacity, so they have it to go with if they want to go forward, but it seems like it's going to be a sack instead on the side of the red team, trying to jump forward, 2 dying. Blaz maybe dying as well, as they're going to go back to kill him. So ultimately successful forced Uber, and the side of GlobalClan Ice's lead will probably tip over as Froyotech capping this off and gonna probably hold on to this long enough for things to be a little bit stalematey in terms of the time and pretty close, but we'll have to see if they're able to hold on to it in this next upcoming push, or if GlobalClan's push through slope will ultimately reign them supreme. They do have Uber at after all, so it shouldn't be too hard, but we'll have to see how many frags are able to get with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good for GlobalClan in the post here. Skis is only at 42% Uber and is actually getting caught here potentially. Yeah, big pipes there coming out of Alex, and Brandslam going to clean up the backline of Froyotech. 404 though is in a little bit of a scary spot here. Eric actually going to get right on him, but yeah, he's going to hit the shot just in time. And this is very good from GlobalClan. This is a round-winning positioning here. This is going to give him a chance to be 3-2 in the series here. They have 38 seconds on the clock. It's pretty much impossible for Froyotech to get another Uber charge here unless they're able to get to the point here. Skis isn't on crits. I thought he was maybe going to switch to crits here, but 404 already at 65% Uber. As long as they're able to... Oh, that's so unfortunate from Eric to get caught by that trap there. But again, 404 just has to hold on to this Uber. He's almost there, 85%. Lad's going to make a bunch of space, going to get a ton of damage onto Habib, and he lives. That's going to slow it on Froyotech for a few seconds, which is every second counts at this point. 404 has the Uber charge. Brand Slam on the beam with Yite, ready to go. Gonna get ready to try and find some overextending players. Big bomb here from Blaze to go by. I don't agree with Blaze going behind, with Bandy behind again. I mean, they're gonna collapse onto Eric or the Alex, and
he got flash.
I don't agree with these plays with Bandy and Blaze going behind in the middle of the Uber charge. They need to be able to link up with their team faster. Them going behind is not working. That's the second time they've tried that in the same situation, and it's failed every time.
On a match point here, potentially, if GlobalClan is able to get this last round, that will be the match. But so far, these mids have been kind of rough for them, so we'll have to see if things are going to go in their way this time, or if Froyotech will able to keep the train rolling for the most part. The song here has been, they've been winning a whole lot of these early mid fights, but things are going a little bit slow-paced. You know, they've been kind of in the favor of GlobalClan when things are a little bit slower. Ski's actually taking some damage. It's going to be a little bit rough for him if they decide to initiate, but so far it's going to be nothing. I think GlobalClan have realized that a slower pace is the game for them to play. Bandy taking a whole lot of damage as well, has to fall off and make sure he can get the pack, so it's going to be a little bit less Froyotech spam on their side. After you kind of care for hero, neither team want to do anything too crazy. It's actually, as they say that, Solar going behind finally, and it seems like there's going to be some form of initiation from Froyo eventually with this Soldier behind, not unless Yite is able to eventually try to get him, but Blaze not able to quite find anything. Ash escaping the best he can, gonna ultimately die, not able to hit the mark. Laz bombing in, trying to get onto Skis. Skis will eventually pop this. Midfight has gone long enough that both teams able to get their Uber with. That's ultimately a successful force, as the side of Red has not even used quite yet. So they have this add to work with Habib stuck inside the shack. Has to link up with his team to be able to apply spam very safely. Alex taking a lot of damage though, even more damage. He's very, very weak, 30 HP, has to eat an arrow. So they have this add to work with, but things are looking a little bit more in Froyotech's favor. Uber will finally come out. Alex gonna be able to jump forward, not actually find the mark. Ash jumping behind, not able to collect anything either. Brand Slam going inside the house, might get caught and will get caught. had a good opportunity to actually take this point for them, but just the wrong execution is going to lead to a 2-player advantage on the side of Froyo. Yite just barreling forward and killing Eric. He is tired of this. He wants that frag, and he will collect it. A lot of chaos on the side of the red team.
Froyo is so bad right now. Banny and Skis, they just can't link up to give Banny HP, and Alex did a great job isolating them, and then Ash going in behind. Oh, gonna try and get on Skis. Oh, that was the chance. So lucky that Slem was able to get that last shot off. Skis barely making it out alive there.
Yeah, now they have this Uber to work with, and it seems like they're wanting to go ahead and do the first forward hold of the match, I think, or at least their first forward hold. GlobalClan Ice is already trying to bust out. Soldier got through and tried to create some space on one of the soldiers. Might die himself, the last 3 HP, and will eventually fall as Branson has worked his way through, so even though you've lost a soldier, the forward hold has been successfully cracked, so 4-4, 90%, not too far off until he has his own Uber. So as soon as Laz is up, got everyone situated, looks like they're going to be working up the slope and get ready for this Uber exchange. So far, these Uber exchanges have not been in GlobalClan their favor, so we'll have to see if they're able to change anything up to actually make sure they're able to have a successful Uber exchange that allows them to retake this point.
Yeah, I mean, here comes the Uber coming out from Brand Slam. It is going to get the Uber exchange out here. Laz is going to go behind here. He is going to find Eric, though, in the back line, as actually 2 people are trying to kill Laz here. Drawing 2 people back isn't the worst thing right now, but Yaya has to try and find a kill here with Ash. The good damage on Habib. Here comes the bombs from Banny and Blaze to relieve some space for his team, and great pinch play coming onto Alex there, but it's actually crumbling pretty quickly there as Yite and Branson are going to find those soldiers very quickly. The combo from Froyotech couldn't push up fast enough. They did kill Alex in the middle of it, but Alex did enough to slow them down here. And it looks like GlobalClan Ice is going to just cap the point here pretty handily here. Eric is actually going to eat a ton of damage. A big rocket there from Laz. And then Yite and Branson just going to chip him down. That's a very late death from Eric there. And this is looking pretty good for GlobalClan. All this really comes down to is making sure that Skis gets forced. And 404's re-Uber here with the small disad he has is going to be enough to try and kind of just crush Froyotech's position here. But here comes Blaze and Banny looking like they try and bomb it here. Here comes the Uber out.
They use their 5-ad and get him.
Banny got so deep on the 404, and 404 is actually so far back that Banny, he was kind of by himself and got killed off. That's so unlucky. You hate to see it, and then just everyone from GlobalClan. That is a heartbreak.
This house is a death trap for all these medics trying to leave. I mean, honestly, a different door might not necessarily be better, but it seems like that's the thing that's been happening. You blind yourself in the house, and all of a sudden, when you get to the other side, there's already a soldier there. These soldiers on both these teams are definitely being a pivotal point in making sure that the medic dies in these Ubers. It's not even the Uber itself that's getting the kills half the time. It's the Uber scaring people, and the soldier's able to get the fleeing medic, but this push coming in is almost already dead in the water. You have one soldier already dead.
Look at it. This is a perfect time to go behind here. Now your medic has full Uber. 404 is going to be forced to back up, and Banny already in the right spot is going to get a really nice rock into 404. Banny did his job here, did a ton of damage to 404, forcing him to back up here. But again, Laz and Yite going to find kills of their own. Eric going to get the trade kill onto Laz there. That was a great little initiation from Banny there, but Froyo wasn't really able to get much from it. The Uber is finally going to come out, though, and Yite might be getting caught here by Slem. Slem's actually going to completely fall off here. Yeah, Brand Slam is going to take that kill onto Blaze. Eric going to trade him out here. I mean,
Uber's going to come for 4-2. He almost has it. Not too long until they're able to get a lot of damage on the side of the blue team. Trying to do their best to hold on to it.
If GlobalClan ISO gets his cap without using Uber, though, this could be match point. I mean, I want to see how Froyotech's able to respond here and get this Uber out of 4-4 because they need something quick here.
Yeah, so far they've been successful, but we'll have to see if GlobalClan Ice is able to do anything this time.
I think that GlobalClan thought Froyo was going to go for a sack play. They are all positioned on top of this. I don't know. I don't know what that was. That poorly timed double bomb there from Froyotech here, and they are going to get Banny off of it. Blaze is caught behind now. Yite probably going to go get that kill in about 1 second here as Blaze is about to fall in the back one. Habib as well, very weak, just going to live, and Ash is going to die. But here comes the bomb from the lads. He's going to get right onto Froyo, or onto Habib, and get that kill with Branson as well. Yite going deep as well here. I don't know, man. That was a very ballsy jump there from Banny trying to take over the shack. No one from his team was ready to try and bully that high ground. And 30 seconds left on the clock. Froyo does have the spawn advantage, though. I think they're going to try and get on this plane without Ubering here. They are going to get a half cap here, but Alex is doing a great job slowing down. Here comes Slemnish, going to Uber onto Alex and is going to get the force out. But again, it all comes down to this exchange right here. Is Froyotech going to come on top here? Get the frags necessary. Banny going a little bit deep here, putting some good damage on the last here.
Habib so deep!
Super deep, Habib! What a madman! Gonna go deep and find the kill onto 404. Banny, and he's gonna find a kill on the Branson. Eric as well, finding a kill on the Ash. And that is insane that Habib was able to just walk across the point and just kill 404. That should never be allowed to happen. And that was the one thing that GlobalClan did not need, was a wild Habib to just run across the point and just come up huge.
The play that you never expected happened, and it for sure is a big boon on the side of Froyotech. They have an Uber to work with if things go too long and there's a whole lot of overtime, but GlobalClan Ice definitely trying to make sure that doesn't happen. They're initiating right off the bat. Lad's gonna die in the backside. Ash is getting very low. Same with Alex. He will eventually fall. Trying to duck inside the bunker to get some help, but it's not gonna be ultimately enough. People left alive. Grand Slam has to do the best he can to try to kill all of these players, but an Uber is definitely going to stop that. Things are going to slow down a little bit, but ultimately not going to be enough. A very close round, similar to the first one, but this time it goes to Froyotech instead. So we are at a tied game here. Should be really interesting to see what happens, but it is a halftime, so you have a whole lot of time to talk about what you want to change for this very last round.
That dude, Eric and Habib and Banny was a little quiet in that second half, but until that last round, he had some great plays. I've been seeing these double bombs from Froyo. I don't like them where they're going behind on the Uber exchange. It happened 2 or 3 times where Banny and Blaze go behind to try and make a ton of space for their team, but instead they go way too deep and they're not able to find anything. Again, though, all scouts coming out from Froyotech. Eric and Slemnish 20-8 to 21-5, and Slemnish 340 DPM. This time the big difference is Lads here, only finding 4 kills at half, and he did have a couple good plays with Ash, but not nearly as much impact. And Yite's kind of quieting down this half here. And that's not what you want to see. Yeah, the script definitely flipped here a little bit. I mean, Habib dying less, Alex dying more, still pumping out a lot more damage than Habib. Alex has been doing this consistently on this map tonight where he's just pumping out more damage. But right now, the survivability from Habib, the damage and frags coming out of Slemnish and only dying 5 times. That's insane to only be dying 5 times there.
The medic, that's 2.
Yeah, I mean, 6-2. I mean, Skeeds did an immaculate job this round staying alive, but it's just unfortunate that play that Banny made where 404 was left alone. I don't know where Brand Slam was, but wherever he was, unfortunately, off 10% ad for Skis, ended up Banny getting a miracle kill onto 404 to pretty much even that up. But Slemnish is absolutely cleaning house with Eric right now. I need to see the soldier synergy and the playmaking come out a little bit more from Froyotech. It was better this half, but I think that Banny and Blaze need to clean up their double bombs so they can just allow their team to create way more space and get much more damage spread all around on GlobalClan. Because right now, these bombs from Froyo, I feel like they're a little bit desynced, and Banny and Blaze have 2 different objectives right now. I feel like they need to. I know they didn't have much time to practice on this roster. It's been a while. But I mean, I want to see the change and the objective here coming out of the soldiers here from Froyo. But other than that, wow, it's insane right now, this match, man. Round 7. It's a long one.
I think generally, too, not just for particular players, but if you think about it, a lot of these rounds have been very close. There's been a couple outliers where, a team wins when there's like a minute on the clock for the other team, but a lot of these rounds, a team wins and there's like 30 seconds, maybe even less. We've seen like almost double overtime in 2 of the rounds so far. So it really comes to beg the question, like, what do you got to do on these mid fights to make sure that you start off with cap first? If it's just taking turns going back and forth, owning the point, surely whoever owns it first is, might just be enough for you to ultimately win the round in these really even skirmishes and rounds. So we saw, at the very beginning, GlobalClan were having some trouble finding their mark with their double soldier bombs, and then they kind of fixed it a little bit to make sure they can actually collect some kills. But now Froyotech has adapted well enough to make sure that, these bombs are no longer working. It's kind of going back and forth in terms of adapting and trying to, change up how you're playing and the pace you're playing and who you're going on and who you're damaging to make sure that you can start your game owning the point. And that's going to be a big tell, I would think, in this round, unless one of the teams like royally screw up like hardcore and like lose a minute to 2 minute lead or anything like that. I would like to say that, winning the mid fight is going to be it could potentially tell the story on who ultimately takes this round.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we are about to go live here. Jared, I want to hear you what you're thinking about going on these bits, because we have 4-4 rolling out on Kritzkrieg.
I think that this mid pattern has been slow enough that unless Froyo notices the crits, they are going to get owned by it. But if they notice it, then it could be all over. We'll have to see as spam begins to go across the point. Things are going slow paced as normal. It doesn't seem like they've necessarily seen a whole lot. 4-4 make sure to put himself behind the pillar so they can't see it. So he's already at 75%. Might be the story of the crits here for this mid. Pretty decent strategy. You'll have to see if it works out. But no soldiers going behind. Still very, very slow. 100% as the crits will finally probably go off. Alex trying to find his mark. Shooting. Not quite hitting the sticky. He needs 2 soldiers trying to create some space. And it seems like Froyotech did catch wind of it at the last second to make sure they were passive enough to back up, losing their soldiers in turn. That's going to be the equivalent of a forced play in their minds, which I'm sure they're happy with, although they had to give up the first cap for it. So they have this ad to work with, have to make sure it's very successful to make sure they can not only flip the script and take the point, but hold on to it for a decent amount of time. 4-4 stuck on crits for now might tell the story of how this round goes for them if you're not able to get any sort of invuln. But Skis has to pop very, very early from lots of coordinated spam. No one dying in the process. Habib going a little bit too far, but not able to get cleaned up by Yite. Not enough damage onto him. So ultimately, very nice spam coming out of GlobalClan Ice, making sure that Skis had to pop so far back. There's no way that Uber would ever get any kills. So this push is not halted whatsoever. Blaze trying to go do some sort of behind play, but it seems like he's been snuffed out. The crits will come out, and they're able to collect a frag, but not a whole lot in turn. Their demo did die, able to collect Eric the last second. There's 2 players inside their own shack. Not sure if they expected that, but Banny will eventually die in trading with Habib, though. He will collect that kill as 4-4. Very weak, still on crits. A little bit of a tough story. They have free picks to go off of, but the cap still has yet to be turned as they have to make sure they get their players they lost much earlier on before they actually tackle it. And waiting for those players just allows Froyotech to get their players of their own already spawned up on their way. So it's possible that Froyo might try to go for some sort of spam play here to make sure this cap doesn't necessarily go so cleanly.
This crits is definitely a little ludicrous right now to see. I mean, they haven't really got any crazy picks besides that little Yite flash that he got there, but Blaze is going to find the kill onto Alex there. Branson going to trade him out respectively. Slem as well. That's, a little bit more of a scrappy team fight going in favor of Froyotech there. But I mean, this is a little bit of a scary situation right now. Froyotech is slowly running down that clock, and this crits play, I mean, 4-4's not really getting much with this crits here with Alex or anything. I'm getting a little bit worried to see how they're going to try and change this up here, because look at this positioning here. Yep, good play there from Slumdish. Understood? Yeah, this is horrible. They need to get off this. I don't know why they thought switching to crits here was the play. They were doing perfectly fine without it. And Slumdish, great call to take that Uber right into them. I mean, it's just...
They really put all their eggs in one basket, because you're stuck in the situation where if you don't die with the crits and you're just stuck on it, you don't get to use any form of invuln. So I'm sure there's a small part of 404 that's happy that he died. There's a last desperation play trying to go onto Skis, but he will, never mind, still died. Didn't see Alex there. It's going to take 3 players to take down the medic, so it's going to be a little bit slower in terms of GlobalClan's push, but I'm sure they're okay with getting Skis there, as it means that Froyotech players will not be buffed for this upcoming push. However, Froyotech, I'm still sure they're happy with the lead they've given themselves. Only got 50 seconds left until they're able to take this round and the map, so GlobalClan have to make sure not only does this push work very, very well, but they're able to hold on to it for a long time and not lose a whole lot of players. Habib dropping very low, trying to put out the best spam he can. Eric sent flying into the air, gonna make sure he backs up and gets a lot of spam out, but seems like a whole lot of red players are gonna put a whole lot of damage onto the blue players and able to take this cap. Just enough pressure to make sure that I was gonna say enough pressure to make sure no one dies, but Habib out of position, able to collect that frag. Gonna lose last for it, but I'm sure they're okay with getting dome it. But Skis all alone. What's happening? They're all on the other side of the map and things are not on the same page. It's just Banny left alive. What is happening on the side of Froyotech? First Habib is all alone, and then all of a sudden they move over, but they leave Skis all alone. What is happening?
I mean,
this lead. They had this lead, and now it's just dwindling. They get 4-4, but man.
Oh, that was just a great play from Eric. He had the smallest opportunity to sneak in from the far right, and no one saw him, and only had the opportunity to 2-shot, and he hit it. That's insane, man. Lad's going to eat a bunch of damage here. Is going to catch the bow from 404. Alex very weak as well. A lot of damage coming out from Froyotech onto GlobalClan Ice here. Habib and Slum going to take a ton of damage respectively. Big bomb here from Lad right onto Habib. Great play, and is going to spread a little bit of damage onto Slum this year. I want to see what Brand Slam and Ash are going to be able to do here across the point. Big bomb from Ash to put a ton of damage on the Blaze here. They're going to trade health respectively. Alex is going to fall off here as well. I mean, again, GlobalClan Ice is doing the best they can to try and shave off as much time as possible, but Skis is approaching his Uber. He's at 90% Uber, while 404 is only at a mere 70%. They are going to eventually give the point to Froyotech here, but look at Blaze. Oh, I thought he was going to go deep and try and get onto 404, but he is just going to choose to live here. And 20 seconds on the clock here. We have about one Uber exchange left here to see how the tides of this turn are going to change, Jared.
Yep, working their way through kill walk, trying to work their way towards the trench and getting onto the point. Uber will come out, Brand Slam, disconnect from the medic a little bit, gonna make sure that, oh, Yite's gonna die, but Blaze is not gonna go without dying himself. It's gonna be a 5v5, at least for now. Have to make sure he puts some overtime in the cap. Don't make it a repeat of last time where there's no one on it. Ash trying to bomb in to create some space, just Alex on the point. Him getting on the point is getting him bombed by Banny. A lot of damage on the side of the red team, but Ski's gonna ultimately fall, so play slow enough for them to potentially win, but Slem and Eric getting a lot of frags at the very end. Yite not able to get there at the very end. Ultimately, I think the time mess up there in the very beginning of the half was just too much for GlobalClan Ice to work with. So ultimately, a very, very close match, but taken by Froyotech. Very nice play for them, taking their second match of the season, and you know, it's pretty nice match, I'd say, to show what could potentially be happening during playoffs. These are both two teams that are very close in skill level and a very top of their bracket, so it's very nice to see a very close match that could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, that last fight was so scary. I mean, 404 got like caught a fat sticky and just ended up dying. And then Habib and Eric kind of just ended up being the rock of the team right there. I mean, other than that, great stuff all around the board. I mean, very happy to see us round 7 in the first match, or the first seed and projected first seed and second seed this season. It's nice to see a close game. I mean, hopefully we can get the combined logs up for you here, and we already do have them up here. Solemne. Oh, all right. We're getting them up. We're getting them uploaded shortly for the combined stats. I think I found them already though. I'm getting word from our producer behind the scenes that he's going to be getting the combined stats up shortly. And one thing I will say is Slemnish having his excellent match. Well, get his second game, but against a team more of his caliber. Definitely performing 44-14 is definitely no laughing stat. I mean, played amazingly that game. 330 DPM to close it all out. Top damaging on his team, even over Habib. Unfortunate. I mean, probably a couple things could have been different for GlobalClan in the last little second half, but I mean, I don't think the crits was the play. It was a nice little like, hey, we're gonna throw him off kind of thing, but I don't know. I feel like towards that second half, Brand Slam became a little quiet. Eric turned up. I mean, Laz slowed down, I feel like, a little bit. I think he had 20 frags in the first half.
It went from like 20 into 4 in the second half, so it was a very polarizing difference. Froyotech definitely made the adjustments to make sure that he wasn't able to collect any frags on the things he was going on.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting some really nice initiations onto Habib and getting those kills. But I mean, I feel like he did have 20 kills in the first half, and then the second half he had 4. Then Golden Cap he had 4. It wasn't looking good for Laz in the last couple halves of that game. I mean, at 3-4, I mean, you can't be pissed off about that. Froyotech just coming off of another championship from last season, and you know, with a new roster with Laz and 404, there's still definitely a little bit of room to make way, to get even stronger and get better. And I want to see how these teams play on 5CP. I feel like that Froyotech might squeeze out a little bit more of a convincing win on a more designated 5CP map with Slemnish and Banny on Soldier, but we'll see that when the time comes. And we're going to see these teams play it probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, probably a little bit longer with how many teams are in invite this season.
Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah. I think that's the beauty of early season, you know. This was just a little snippet of what might be coming on for the second match of the season, or even playoffs if they're able to get the seeds they need to, you know. You only had an off season, which was a couple weeks, to be able to get all your teammates together and make sure that you can practice all these new dynamics we talked before in before the cast started, and how you're moving a pivotal role of your main color over to a more sacrificial class, and then the same thing on the side of GlobalClan Ice, where you have your past initiator has been completely replaced. So when it comes to taking fights, it might be just completely something different in terms of what you're used to, and who's gone on and when and why and how. So whole lot to work with, and we'll have to see what changes over time in terms of both these teams adapting their play styles or even getting used to the opposing team's play styles. And there could be some small counter stratting involved based on what the players do that you're just used to playing against, and you can try to adapt the best you can in terms of preparing for that. So should be very interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks, but only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, pretty solid match. Slemnish having his one of his harder matches this season pretty early, and proving that even though he used to be on a team with those players, he could definitely still perform on Froyotech very, very well. But I mean, I think that's probably gonna be ending it for the night. So, congratulations, Froyotech, in a very close 4-3. Both teams played amazing. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. We will continue to bring more coverage to you next week, going into week 2. Froyotech gonna slide into week number 2 undefeated. I can't wait to see how GlobalClan Ice performs the rest of the season, especially in this first half against some other teams like My Anime List Dark, and I believe you also have the Pudis.org team. I want to see how those teams will fare against each other, because there's probably a couple matches that happened tonight. Don't know what, but probably gonna go check the logs and see who got some dubs. But we're gonna call it here, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Sam Bus, partner with Jarrett, Dolphin on production. We will see you guys again in the future.
Peace out.